was wondering how good it was.
Alright,
Yep.
we're good again.
Can't hear it at all.
I can hear it.
I can hear it, but it's much fainter than it used to be.
I think you would have to basically blare it.
Oh, I can hear it, but it's...
Last time on D&D and Alamar, our parties all found themselves, one at a time, randomly inserted into the Preslav prison, a Damaran mining and woodcutting camp on the edges of the northern wilderness. The warden, John Janison, welcomed each member and gave them their individual prison numbers, their new IDs while they were in camp. They'd each encountered various prison guards. Willis, a soft in the head but nice guard. Roll, a sadist. Pieter, nothing much to say. And Pallas, who was known to have prisoners die on his watch. The party had also encountered various fellow prisoners, including Marl, the human male. Some of you may be familiar with his pastimes. Elian, an elven female who seems to run a bit of a gang in the camp. Seelan the Quick, a halfling male, known to be able to get things that are needed. Margaret, the local camp whore. And Esmeralda, a dwarven woman, a former tavern owner. Not too happy with one of her fellow prisoners, that's for sure.
Dave,
There's also Adrastos Hector Gottlieb, the gnomish tinkerer. Some say he's mad, some say he's a genius.
I call him friend.
Perfect. Perfect response. I love it. You each found yourselves here in various ways, means, and methods. Some of you had the chance to encounter each other over a campfire meal. However, Eric's and Zook soon found themselves thrown into the pit, where Zook curled up and laid down on the rock floor in a small puddle of water, while Eric's attempted to claw out a little extra living room, claiming he was quite comfortable in the stone pit. As the sun comes up on a new day, Eric's and Zook are raised from their exhaustive beds. Exhaustion level 1 for each of you. Great way to start. Good job, guys.
It's a prison camp.
Fair. Fair. You know, that's a good point. Everybody's at exhaustion level 1.
Oh, what the fuck, Adam? Really?
Wasn't what I expected to be the outcome.
Good call, though. I appreciate that. Good looking out, Eric's. You find yourselves individually gathered and thrown together as Roll and Pieter. Jeez, am I coming through with backfeed like that? I'm hearing myself pretty deep on that. No comments? Alright, thanks for the help.
I mean, I catch a tiny bit, but it's not really distracting.
Yeah, it's barely noticeable.
Yeah, I wasn't catching too much of anything, and I was shaking my head for you, but I guess that wasn't working.
Well, I was playing around with it once I heard it myself. Anywho's, both Pieter and Roll call out. Prisoner 593462421. Prisoner 593470002. Prisoner 593472111. Prisoner 593468696. Prisoner 593468799. Prisoner 593468899. Attend for wood cutting duty.
So many numbers! Was that Eric's? I lost myself.
The human Marl comes up behind you and kicks you. Might as well be, you kobold.
What? Why do my notes not have my fucking number?
Tisk, tisk. Told you remember one thing.
I have everything. I'll screen share. Where the fuck is my
Clearly
number?
you don't.
Well, except my number.
Every
one thing that you needed to know.
Everything but an 8-digit number that's been told to you that
That
that's
he
your
was.
identity.
He said, "This is your name now."
Somebody's gonna get in trouble.
It might not be the kobold who's intentionally forgetting his number.
Do you want to quick watch your clip again real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
593-47002.
Hey,
You got it written down this time?
I have it down on my notepad. I don't know how I missed.
So, what are we
Disappointing.
sleep in? Is it just tents?
You're on rough ground with with pretty much a sheet overhead a bunch of you.
All right, I crawl out from underneath the spreadsheet because I know standing would probably stand right up into it, and I stand up.
Prisoners, if your numbers were called, get over here now!
I scurry over to wherever here is supposed to be.
Yeah, I walk over.
Yeah, stroll over.
Yep. Me too.
Looks like Jay's not paying attention.
Is he even there?
Nope,
Dave?
he took the dog out.
Yeah, I said the dog needed to go out.
Oh,
Dave. Mrs.
What is his
Section
girlfriend doing?
Zero. Great question. Probably got company over there yelling in the background. That's normally what happens.
That would. He's so fucking whipped. Christ. That would piss me off if I was playing D&D and Melissa came in and was like, "The dog needs to go out." I'd be like, "What the fuck? Are you serious right now?"
You mean what happens to Chris every raid?
Every raid and
Every D&D game.
Because you're pussy whipped as well. I'd grab the leash and just be like, "Here you go." Is that Nog?
I'm not pussy whip. I got nog.
I went to the liquor store today and I was like, "I'm gonna get Nog." And I went and grabbed the brandy and then walked around the liquor store and the only thing I could find was the pre-mixed stuff. And I was like, I can't mix brandy with pre-mixed 17% and expect to make it through D&D.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Mixing 40% with 15%. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the restraint.
And then I walked around the store looking for actual eggnog, and someone was like, "Can I help you with something?" I was like, "Do you guys sell just eggnog?" They're like, "No." I was like, "Fuck. I'm not going to the store, so."
So you heard your number called. What are you doing, Jay?
I keep
You're still
thinking
muted,
Brocklo's gonna tone in.
Dave, that's you.
And you're still muted. There you go.
Yeah, so I'm going to stand up, yes. Look at him and say, "Hi."
You have to walk over to them. You're not. You're in the prisoner tent area.
Okay.
You see a large Goliath, a kobold, a dwarf, and an elf all walking in the direction of the two guards. And
I
a human
will-
male.
I will walk towards.
The guards look you over. Go get gruel quickly. Two of you will be assigned wood axes. The rest of you will be on carrying duty. Any funny business while we're out there will be resulted in immediate corporal punishment. Is that understood, prisoners?
What's What's the corporal part? Is that ghosts?
What's your AC?
50.
What's your intelligence? How the fuck do you know corporal?
You get smacked with one of the clubs, 4 damage. As Roll smiles at you toothily. You got something else to say, Kobold?
No, Mace hurt.
You said Roll hit him?
Yeah.
I stare at Roll for a second and then begin walking towards where the gruel is.
I'll rub my head where I got hit and then move off to a roll.
Everybody but Zook, give me a perception check.
Oh, excuse me.
All right. So Jay, Dodor, and Eric's, and I'm waiting on Ryan's roll.
Oh,
It's there.
Which one? Wait.
You're waiting on Mike.
Mike, sorry.
You said everyone but Zook.
Okay, never mind. I'm good then. So yeah, everybody but Zook. Well, Zook's gonna hear it on his own, but so everybody but Pavu. You hear Marl whispering to Zook behind you at the back of the line. You stupid dwarf! You got me caught. I'm gonna make you pay. By the way, we're out there. Watch yourself, and if we ever get out of here, you owe me some serious gold, man.
I'm just going to turn to him and simply say, I'm a gnome, not a dwarf. And I'll turn back.
You're an ugly runt is what you are.
I keep
You
eyes for
cost me gold.
So I'm going to move towards where the gruel is, and I'm just kind of like trying to like limber up.
Alright. As you move past, you pass the bowl station where you can see stacks of old wooden bowls that you've been eating out of since you've been here.
I pick one up.
And you move towards a large bubbling cauldron where you can see one of your fellow prisoners using a large ladle and doling out what looks to be a very watery stew.
I hold my bowl out.
Stay warm.
I follow suit.
The prisoner clearly takes much less care and splashes much of your stew into the snow at your feet, Eric's, and says nothing to you.
Thanks, friend.
I pick up my bowl and it's. I pick up my bowl and inspect it. Is it dirty?
Oh, it's filthy.
I'm gonna
It doesn't
spit
look
on
like
my.
it's ever been really cleaned out outside of maybe some snow poured in it.
I'm gonna spit on my prisoner's tunic a bit and start cleaning the bowl. And then I'll offer up the bowl.
Give me a wisdom check.
23.
As you do so, you realize you very well may have just made the bowl dirtier based off of how filthy these robes are, despite your best attempts to keep it clean. And who knows how many people have worn it before you.
I create a snowball and clean it out with that.
Alright, you managed to get it about as clean as you think you're going to.
I wipe off my tunic and offer up my bowl.
Stay warm, as he gives you a little pull.
Wait, am I at exhaustion too, even though I'm adept to the cold?
Yep. It's not the cold necessarily, per se. It's the sleeping conditions, it's the rough treatment. Oh.
think if you click on another channel, you leave the chat.
Way to screw that one up, Adam.
It's not another channel.
You're
Muted.
muted.
It's not another channel.
Did you click off screen? What happened?
Nope. It's just tweaking because of,
The recording?
yeah, basically.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna grab some gruel and a bowl.
Which one first?
A bowl first.
Just
and then
checking.
offer out my bowl.
He pours it in. Esmeralda said she was looking for you.
What does she look like again?
Oh my god.
Dwarven woman, former tavern. See, I do take notes.
You can go back and watch yours too, Dave.
Yeah, like what is with like nobody taking? The only person I don't have is Marl, which surprises me.
I think my favorite part on all that.
That's because you didn't go back and watch him and you didn't really interact with him before. He wasn't at your campfire.
Oh, okay. So I've never met him then, so that would explain why I don't.
Chris, I love that you didn't have your prisoner number, but you had notes on Dave's NPCs.
I missed that one thing somehow. I don't know how I did it.
Well, it's not even Dave's NPCs. I have Esmeralda, former tavern owner, no bullshit dwarf from the Salty Maid.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I just because it was
No,
from
but
Dave.
Chris was literally given this one thing, specifically said you need to know this.
Oh yeah.
Out of everything, this is what you need to know.
I'm pretty sure Dave pissed off Esmeralda. Pretty sure that's what happened in the last session. Oh, fuck.
Pretty sure you're right on that.
I'm gonna say
Reluctantly helped you.
thanks for the heads up.
He shrugs.
What's your name?
What?
I'm asking the guy.
Oh, what's his name? Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said what's her name. I was like, really, Dave? Really? We just went through this. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm Bordon.
Nice to meet you. My friends call me Jay.
Yeah. Esmeralda doesn't call you that.
Hi-oh!
Gruel ladler.
The man raises the ladle and looks meaningfully at Zook. You eating or what?
I nod and go and get my spoon, my bowl, and my gruel.
Give me a deck save.
That'll be a 16.
Alright, just as you're moving to the stew pot, you just barely in time step over Marl's foot, which you placed in an attempt to trip you.
I don't even give it a second glance, just continue as if nothing happened.
You hear behind you.
It's a woman?
What? Marl's a guy.
Oh, I thought you said her foot.
Bardone ladles you out a bit of stew.
When I have my bowl, I kind of scan the area to see if Adrastus is anywhere nearby.
You do not see him.
Okay. And then I step somewhere to the side and eat my gruel.
You see Marl get ladled out, and you see him exchange a few words with Bardone. Roll comes sauntering over, his usual club attached to his hip, but now you also see a long sword attached to on his other side. Hurry up, finish your eating. Don't know why we waste good gruel on you lot anyways.
Does my slave clothing have sleeves? Long sleeves?
No.
Okay. And I'm barefoot?
Yep.
Are there any trees or anything I can lean up against nearby?
No. There are a few larger rocks around the remnants of the campfire. That's about it.
From my knowledge of being here, do they check for silverware? Make sure it's all accounted for?
You don't get any silverware, so no.
I thought they gave us a spoon.
Nope. Not tonight. Not in the morning.
Oh.
You just grabbed a bowl. That's it.
Okay, never mind then.
Everybody's slurping.
Yeah, not that I have much, but I'm gonna eat quickly.
Incurred.
Mm-hmm.
Head over to Pieter by the gate. You'll get the rest of you outfitted and let's get it going. Daylight's burning. We don't get the quota. You don't get to eat.
Alright, question.
Yep.
I know that carrying capacity is determined by strength. What page is that on again?
I
Oh,
think
never mind, I opened
you got
right
it.
to it.
Also note, Goliaths have a different carrying capacity due to
I know,
size.
which is why I want to aside real quickly. So carrying capacity is 15 times strength, but then it says that I count as a size larger. How would I determine that?
It should be right there in the player's handbook. Depending on your size. It should say it.
For each size capacity... Oh, okay. For each category above medium, double the creature's carrying capacity and push, drag, or lift. Strength score multiplied by 15 times 2 then, I'm assuming?
Yep.
So 15 times 18. Holy fuck!
Why do you think they wanted you for the prison camp?
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, hold on. I gotta write this down.
Alright, in short order, you find yourselves all outfitted with a thin pair of moccasins. And Dodor and... Jeez, you guys are tiny. And Marl are both given woodcutter's axes.
Why the fuck don't I get one?
Because you're the lugger. You're given a set of grappling hooks to pull.
Yeah,
And
no part of you being able to carry all the weight said you're gonna cut wood.
in short order, you find yourselves tied via a long rope trailing behind a large wood cart being pulled by a pair of mules. You note that Pieter not only has a short sword at his side and his club, but has a short bow and a large quiver. You all should know the deal. No funny business. We meet the quota, we head back, and you get to eat for another day. No problems, no issues. Problems equal no food or an arrow in the back. Is that understood, prisoners? All that said by Pieter.
Hi.
Alright, so not a big deal. I can drag 1,080 pounds.
Oh yeah, all the wood's not going on the cart.
Yeah, I
meep in response.
Well, let's hear it.
Meep.
Okay.
I look at the grappling hooks that have been handed to me and kind of like almost inspecting them to see if I could use them as weapons, but not really making it obvious.
Oh, I said it to Ryan beforehand. So the feat list is prepared. I used the player's handbook feats. It's all attempted to be an organic growth. If you accomplish whatever it is, you can get the feat. And that should happen a bit more organically. I'm not revealing prereqs or requirements. Though the one tip I do give is if you look at the feat, what it does, that'll give you a general idea of how I tried to determine you can get it. And if it doesn't seem to be working out, maybe I'll go back revert. But I think it's a fun idea and it makes things a little more organic. Any questions on that before we go any further? No. Ryan's good. Chris gave me a thumbs up.
No questions.
No questions. And yes questions, Dave? No questions, Dave. I ask if there's questions. Dave nods his head yes. That's helpful.
Yes.
Alright, you find yourselves soon in the midst of the sparse pine forest. You can see a number of trunks where trees have been previously harvested. And you can see a decent-sized copse nearby. All points at the trees, points at Marl and Didor. Get chopping. We're going to bring that whole copse down. Points at Eric's and Zook and Jay. When the tree comes down, you three strip the branches. Collect them and pile them in the wagon. It points at Pavu. You, once they've stripped up, will tie the logs together in a fashion so that you can drag them back. No slacking, as many as you can drag. Any questions? Good. Get to work. Marl walks over to the trees, grumbling, dragging the old wood axe through the snow behind him. You note that the snow here, though it's clearly been tamped down due to others coming through the similar area, there's been a recent snowfall and it's a little over ankle depth. So as well as your moccasins are helping your feet, it's still quite cold.
As we're working, who else is stripping wood with me? You said.
I am.
All the three small people are stripping.
Who's the third small person? Oh, okay.
It's the three of you, all Brady bunches. The three of you on top.
Dave, you're human.
No, I'm a half elf. I mean halfling.
Halfling.
And Chris.
If you guys want, you can describe yourselves to each other. I think everybody did that last time except for Dave, but it would help Dave if you can all self-describe again.
I've got Adam, 2'7", kobold, orange and red mottled scales. Zook, 3'3" gnome with black hair.
Or Ryan can describe everybody.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm 2'8". Every inch counts for a kobold.
Alright, so 2'7". Chris, are you human?
What else?
So Dave's a halfling.
Describe yourself, Dave.
Yeah, please, go ahead. I'd like to hear this.
So I'm a small 3'1" halfling.
You loom over Eric's.
I look like a halfling.
With tan, cracked skin, kind of sea salt kissed, and I have hazel and brown hair, hazel eyes, brown hair, and I move very theatrically with a jolly demeanor.
So we've got 3'1", 2'7", 3'3", 5'10", and then 7'9".
Yeah.
Lawrence, how? I know they're pre-used like smocks, so they don't offer very good coverage, right?
The smocks you're wearing?
Yeah.
No, they're terrible. Very thin. Most of them are stained,
Ripped
well
up,
worn,
so-
clearly stitched together, patched.
Uh,
Especially Pavu's, which looks to be made of like 3 or 4 put together.
so, possibly of note, I'm imagining that they would see the heavy scarring and nubs on Eric's back then, possibly.
Not the scarring because it covered you for the most part in that respect, but the nubs would poke, yeah.
So there you guys go. I got nubs.
Pieter and Roll both seem to be sitting on the wagon, passing a flask back and forth and eating some small bits of food while they watch you.
Did they give me rope to bind these trees together?
Yes.
Okay.
Didor, you and Marl are going to give me strength checks.
I'll be right back real quick.
Chris, what's your name?
The door.
You didn't want to be Hodor, so you went with Dudor.
Hold the door.
That makes Ryan Morel.
What?
What's
No.
Ryan's name?
Ryan's Pavu.
Well, you can always ask him in game, since you haven't met him yet.
Merle is the
Marl's the human
Yeah.
that wants to hurt Zook.
Oh.
From the Zook story there that you didn't pay attention to.
Yeah, 'cause you were actually in the chat for that one. Nice. You and Marl seem to be making pretty good work as he leans in. So what's your story, Elf? You looking to get out of here? He looks shiftily side to side, making sure Pieter and Roll aren't listening.
The balance will set things right soon enough. I'm in no hurry.
He gives you a weird look and... Alright. He goes back to chopping the tree. In short order, you've knocked at least 2 trees down as you start to work on the third.
I don't want to get beat again, so as soon as these trees hit ground, I'm working on stripping.
I too am stripping, but while I do so, I'm keeping my eye out for any old arrowheads that might be in it. You know, escapees being shot at, things like that. Bear claws or seemingly strong short sticks.
New Dave. New Dave. Dave wants little trinkets from everything, and now you're like, I'm gonna look for something random every time just to mess with Lawrence.
And we're in prison. You gotta be resourceful.
In fairness, that's not even new Dave. I'll point you to any rock he picked up in previous campaign.
Oh, I know. Those were just to annoy me.
Oh no, I made daggers out of them, and
No, those were just to annoy me.
sure.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
At first, maybe,
Yeah.
but I grew to like it.
So, as we're stripping wood, I'll go to Zook and say, so what type of crime did you commit?
He might be the only real criminal in the bunch.
That's true.
Without looking up, I say, I was caught somewhere I shouldn't have been.
I was caught performing where I apparently shouldn't have been performing. Also, I stole some things to settle my debt, in my eyes, with a former employee who was more akin to a slave master than a fucking sailor.
Your employee was a slave master?
Employer. Sorry.
Hi. Did you see Santa Land? Santa was on a helicopter.
Yeah, I give a good nod, but I just kind of keep
Wow.
working.
Yeah. You want to say hi?
My next tree, are there any level to me branches or
Yeah.
twigs?
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly slice one off and hold it as a focus to see if I feel.
See if you what? You cut off.
Sorry, I gotta remember. I gotta hold this thing down real hard. To see if I feel anything. Kind of use it as a focus.
I mean, you can feel the faint call, yeah. Call of nature. Unfortunately, you haven't been able to prepare anything.
I am going to casually toss it aside at within reach and continue.
Alright. Everybody else can give me a perception check.
Nat 20.
Marl does not seem to notice. Pietro gives you a weird look, but doesn't seem to be too bothered by it, and Roll doesn't notice. So, Pavu doesn't notice. Jay notices. Zook, you had a 20.
Mm-hmm.
You notice.
Here's what,
And
just a branch?
Eric's noticed. You saw him quick swipe, hold the branch up in front of him for a second, and then toss it aside.
Okay.
Whether you make anything of that is up to you, but you clearly saw him chopping a tree, and then all of a sudden you saw him. Hi.
Oh, hello there.
Eric's is under attack. Can you say Eric's died? It is funny. Eric's died. Can you say that? She just finds it so laughable. It's okay. Eric's is a survivor, I guess.
I have fishies.
You got fishies?
I got fishies.
You wanna go eat your fishies?
You know the fishy song?
Don't you dare.
Can you see baby shark?
No! 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 Why are you trying to torture us, Adam?
Eric's is going to begin to whistle while he works.
Alright.
My daughter comes up to me now whenever I'm in here, and she comes up and she goes, "Hi." Like, even if I don't put them on, she'll walk in and, "Hi." I'm like, "You want to say hi?" And then I put them on, and she's like,
Yeah, I continue looking for short, thick branches and the aforementioned items. Something that can fit within the palm of my hand, maybe an inch or two past.
I mean, you find plenty of small twigs that you can break, put in the palm of your hand, but
So, something that won't break, something that can hold up to a little bit of force.
give me a perception check at disadvantage.
That is a 17.
You find a few small rocks. Most of them seem to be well-rounded. You find one with a bit of a sharper edge, but not really.
Well, rocks or sticks?
Rocks.
Okay.
You said something that wouldn't break. There's plenty of sticks around.
Wait, I'm looking for,
"You're looking for a makeshift weapon, and there isn't one save rocks."
okay. Perfect.
Pretty sure it was where he was going with that.
Yeah. Alright, sharper one. Do I feel like I could conceal it easily?
I mean, it fits in your hand. That's about all you can say. You don't exactly have anywhere to hide it outside of a few places. I'm assuming you don't want to hide it.
Guess again.
Your call, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can choose the right moment and pick it up. Very, nonchalantly, kind of trying to be sneaky about it.
All right. Well, give me a wisdom check. And again, you are exhausted, so that's disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. That's going to be a 14.
As you take a quick look around, you surreptitiously dip down and start to move. And as you are about to obscure the item, you note a heavy pair of boots behind you.
I kind of drop the item at my feet and continue my work.
You feel the pressure of a club pressing into your back a bit. Is that what you want, boy?
I shake my head.
Maybe we'll see what you're up to a little later. And Roll wanders back over to the wagon. Mike's face.
Is that the face of someone who knows he's gonna get butt raped?
Mike is like, this can't happen. It's a game. It's a game. I just made Mike really nervous. Chris, give me another strength check because you and Marl keep working on the trees. And dex checks from the three of you for your clearing. You're stripping.
Disadvantage?
You're all exhausted. All ability checks are on disadvantage.
$14.
Ooh, I lied. Sorry.
It's hard to see the timestamps on this. Trying to figure out when things are rolled.
I gave
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
I accidentally.
That's also what threw me off a bit.
It's easier if you switch to the dark theme in the settings.
I
had
am
the
on the
same
dark
issue.
theme.
Oh wow, I was on the light and I couldn't see it.
I led with the 17 on that.
Yeah, I see it. Thank you. All right, you guys have no problem stripping as you start to fill the wagon up. Pavu, give me a strength check as you start to bind and gather the logs.
19. Oh, at disadvantage.
Yep.
Yep, 19.
All right. You spend most of the day out clearing trees, clearing down the copse of trees, stripping them, filling the wagon with the detritus, and as Pavu rolls and binds the logs together. Finally, Roll and Pieter come jump up the wagon. All right, time to head back. Feed and water you lot and send you down into the mines.
Perception?
For what?
Considering they were sharing a flask, I would like to see if they are inebriated.
Insight.
Chris, I think you need to hold your push to talk like a second after you finish talking. Is it?
Yeah, I keep.
Cutting off,
It's
you're clipping on the end of your words at the end.
all right. Apologies. I'll be better.
Keep in mind,
21.
Everything's at disadvantage.
Oh no, you're right. 21.
21. Oh, you're right. 21. Okay. You note that Roll seems to be a bit inebriated, but if anything, that kind of scares you a bit more. Pieter walks over to you, Pavu, and holds up a harness with a clip on the back. Put this on, big guy. We'll clip you too, and you'll drag him back.
I put it on wordlessly.
He does a bit of fiddling in the back, and you find most of the logs clipped to literally to the back of the harness that you're now wearing. He clips a few of the logs to the back of the wagon, pretty much assuming that you wouldn't be able to drag everything. All right, hands up. I'll tie you back together for the trip back.
I give a nod to the logs that he clipped to the back of the wagon. I'll take them too.
You're already harnessed. Shut up.
Figured I would save some energy for, what is it, a mule?
Yeah, 2 mules, yeah.
Figured I could save some energy for the mules.
Roll walks over, bit of a roll in his gait. You back talking us?
Simply trying to avoid you having to give the mules excess feed and water.
He hefts a club, clearly reaching up to put it in your face. Watch yourself, boy. Enough of that back talk. You do what you say when you're told. You do what you're told when you're told. Sorry.
I mean, he's drunk, so that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Adam is having a blast with this.
It is.
Yep.
Adam,
What?
I was going to recommend recording and uploading rather than live streaming. Maybe that'll help you.
It's bouncing in and out of streamer mode is what it's doing. But yes.
I roll up and down, and then like stare right into the edge of the mace, and then just shrug my shoulders and present my hands to be bound.
Marl hurries up and gets in line right in front of you, Pavu. Everybody else agreeing to be bound?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, if I was a performer back in the city, if you gave me
What's your AC?
12.